Hello guys and welcome to Blue Lock. Today we'll be playing Pokemon Violet. Now, the reason why we're playing this today is because I want to talk about some very important things about these two games, Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet. Why? Well, because this game, it can be fun at some times, but really, this game has a lot of problems. Seriously. A lot of problems that it needs to fix. One of them is look around. You'll see. So today we'll be talking about the pros and the cons of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, meaning the good things and the bad things. So, let's get started. Anyways, so here we are, in the world of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. There's so much wrong with it, and we'll be first up talking about one of the cons of this game. So as you can see here, I'm walking around doing my business. Look at that in the background. Do you see that? That fan, that windmill, horribly rendered windmill. The problem with this game, one of the problems anyways, is that I really do not, and these are just my opinions, I'm pretty sure you guys are going to think the same way as well, I do not like the graphics. Now, in some cases, the graphics are great. Like, look at the time and effort they took on the player, and even so, sometimes it's quite strange. Took me a while to get used to the movement, as you can see here. But, anyways, as I was saying, the graphics. It's awful. Look at this. This is pale. This is plain, no other color, and look at it, the pixel art is awful. If you take a close look at the ground, like a real close look at the ground, it's bad. Look at those mountains, do you see them? And look, did you see that? Stuff keeps like disappearing or changing, the shading is awful. Like the shadows are terrible. Look at this ground. So yeah, there goes my argument. The graphics I don't really think are that grand, but that's just my opinion, and that's one of the pros. One of the cons, I don't like the graphics. They're trash. In some cases, like I said. And now let's move on to a good thing about this game. Let's go ahead and get that out of the way. So the good thing is, as you can see over there, I like the Terra raid battles. The Terra raid battles are fun because, you fight this crystallized Pokemon, and once you're done, you catch it. Plus, I really like the music, so those are fun. It has some pretty great features in this game that I like, so that's a pro. I like the features in this game. Plus, the legendary Pokemon that you get to ride on is pretty cool as well, but still, the controls are a little bit weird. So that's one of the pros. Another problem with this game is that, along with the bad graphics, it's also just so buggy. The game is awful. I can't say this enough. The game is trash. Look at all the glitches that happen. You said before, there's like the shading glitches. You see, like when I'm moving around, some shading sometimes changes, and like some stuff just appears. Like it just appears when you either get too close or too far. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Well, it's because this game is big. There's a lot of stuff. And I want to stop you right there. Look at all these other games that they've produced. Look at Pokemon Legends. That game is way better than this. It has much better visuals, much better features and controls, and there's not really much glitches that are so easy to do. Like, there's a glitch in this game that you can literally duplicate this Pokemon extremely easily. So, yeah, glitches are awful. Check out this one. Terrible, really terrible. Now, continuing on, let's go ahead and do another con, because like I said, there is thousands of them. I cannot say this enough. Along with the bad graphics and the bad glitches, it's also really just like it's the barren landscapes for me. Like, look at this. There's not really much to see except for barren landscapes with Pokemon and a few grass, a few pieces of trees. Wait, is that even a Pokemon? Like, they're getting, and another con to this is that they're also getting pretty, I'd say, lazy with these Pokemon, because what is that? What is that? A Nocli level 21? It's like it looks like one of those rock mushrooms from Mario. That's literally what it looks like. But we're not going into that. These Pokemon are terrible for one. But I do like this ability, the Terra ability. You know, it's pretty cool. But yeah, this is basically really the only thing I like about this game, the Terra. That's it, because the rest of it is just awful. Literally, there's so many glitches. The graphics are awful. In some cases, like look at this. They took the time that they had to do the graphics for all the effects and stuff, but for the world around you that you actually have to explore is not fun at all. Like, the only thing I would really play this game for is to see how many glitches I can do in one go. Like, I can't go through an hour of playing this game without at least seeing 1,000 graphic glitches. And maybe even just normal glitches. Take a look at this one that I found. It's terrible. All of it. I got stuck. Like, how? And then it sent me back out afterwards. The only thing I really like about this game is that you get to actually catch or look for the Pokemon around the landscape, do whatever you want, do whatever the 3 stories that you want to do. Take your own time, catch your Pokemon. I get that they wanted to do the do your own thing style, but look at that. It's just boring, plain landscapes. At least Legends Arceus had a lot more stuff. Like, they had Pokemon going around the area, and the area actually looked more, how should I say it? It looked more fun to play around. This does not look fun. If you showed me a trailer for this game and it was just this, I wouldn't think it would be very fun, to be honest. I mean, I wasn't really excited much for this game. I mean, I was when it was announced. I was like, new Pokemon game, cool. You know, like I would normally act like. But after seeing the game, look at that water. Look at that water. If you think that water's bad, look at this waterfall. That was the worst waterfall I've ever seen in my life. Like, these look like PS1 graphics. And that's saying something, because PS1 graphics are terrible. And compare this to that. Literally, the main city is basically just a copy and paste of buildings. And the buildings' windows are blue. The buildings' windows are blue. They're not even see-through. It's awful. I wish they went back to the original Pokemon formula, where it was just, you know, it wasn't all... It'd be fine if they made it open world, but they made it kind of like Pokemon Sun and Moon. That's my favorite game of the series, because they went downhill with Sword and Shield. Not as much. Sword and Shield is amazing compared to this game. This game's literally trash, I would say. Sword and Shield was perfect compared to this game. Really. So, you know, the only thing... And then also, the Pokemon attacks aren't really well animated either. I don't enjoy that. And it's really just... For me, it's just all the glitches and the Pokemon popping in as you go. Like, that did not happen in Legends Arceus. They were able to render a lot of stuff. Literally, I don't understand what was the problem with this game. Me being a coding developer, this is awful. It has tons of cons, a little bit of pros, but most of them is just small. Some of the music in this game can be good. That's really what they put effort into, the music and the design for the Pokemon and the characters. But the characters also don't even look like Pokemon characters. They just look like... They don't even look like Pokemon characters. I don't know what to say. They just look like characters from Nintendo. I don't know how to say it. They changed the design of the characters. The Pokemon design stayed the same. And with the bad graphics and the good graphics mixed together, sometimes it looks like they're floating. That's just my opinion. It looks like they're floating, to be honest, because I can't... When bad graphics are mixed with good graphics, I can't really tell what's going on. Like, look at the ground compared to that. If I have this angle like this, it kind of looks like it's floating a little bit. The graphics don't mix with each other. They really don't. And another thing is the Pokemon health bars. Look at the health bars. Hold on. Let's try this out. Let's try this out. because I don't like the Pokemon health bars either. They are very plain, definitely not what they were at all in the past Pokemon games. Look at that. It's just a green bar with a basic outline. Usually, they're not usually like this. I don't know what's wrong with this game. I don't know how they tested this game and said, yes, this is perfect. This game looks unfinished. That is my honest opinion. This seems unfinished. You know, I'd be so happy to be a tester for games. Because I'll tell you right now, if I were to test this game, I would say that the entire thing needs to be redone. I only like the Terra Raid battles, and that's about it. The entire thing needs to be done. Badly. The only way they would be able to save this game and make me want to go back to playing it is if they made a update where everything was enhanced. The graphics, everything would need to be enhanced. Like, that would be... What even is that thing? It looks adorable, but I'm not catching it right now. But everything needs to be enhanced if I'm going to actually be playing this game any longer. And, by the way, they're still making more DLCs for this game. They're not caring to make any updates anyway, so I'm probably not going to be seeing another gameplay of this anytime soon. Because, literally, they don't even put any care of making any updates to this. They just say, oh, another Pokemon game, we want to release it now. They're rushing. As always, they love rushing. Which is not a good thing, because, you know, it's good to take your time. That's perfecting everything. They should have listened to the people. And from my knowledge right now, it seems like they released this game the same year they announced it. And whenever they do that, it's gonna be awful. It's gonna be a terrible game. All the games that I've played that are released in the same year that it's been announced, they are horrible. For example, Sonic Forces. I think Sonic Forces was like that. I don't know for sure. So I don't know for sure. So I can't really guarantee that. But from my knowledge, Sonic Forces was released in the same year that it was announced, and so was this game. So, you know, all the games that I've played that was released in the same year are not fun because they were rushed. I don't know about if they were the same, like, the development started the same year they were announced, but this game is literally basically unfinished in my opinion. It's awful. Purely awful. I would rate it probably a 1, and a 1 because of the Terra Raid battles, but that's about it. That's the only thing I would be happy about and I would rate this game for, because otherwise, I'm gonna give it a 0. This is by far the worst Pokemon game that I've ever played in history. And I've played a good fair share of Pokemon games. I really have. So this is painful. This is painful to play. Because it's not usually like this at all. I've played several Pokemon games. How is the 3DS Pokemon games better than the Switch? That's crazy. And get this. If I were to play Pokemon Legends Arceus, and then I played this game, I would think Pokemon Legends Arceus came first if I didn't know which one came first. I would think Legends Arceus came first, because this Legends Arceus looks much better than this, and in every way, and the controls are much better in every way. The game itself is better in every way. So if I were to guess, I would say Legends Arceus was made first. I would say this game would have been made before even Sword and Shield. I would say this game would be the first Pokemon game released on the Switch. That's how I feel about this. It's less than Let's Go Pikachu, and that was before Sword and Shield. So, come on, you gotta be kidding me. They make good Pokemon games, and then they make bad Pokemon games, no matter if it's the latest one or not. And I don't get it. It's like they use a different... I think it's because they use a different, like, maybe a software to make these games, and they're just, like, testing. But even if they were testing, they would have been able to see that this game is trash. They literally visibly see this game is trash, and they're okay with it. I don't know what was the thought process, but I don't enjoy it. Because it's awful in every way. I can't play this and say it's a good game. I literally can't. I have to be honest about it. It's obvious. It's not even anything I can avoid. So in my opinion, overall, final thoughts, awful, don't like it. Only thing I like about it is Terra Raid battles. I'll only play this for the jokes, literally. I feel like this is a joke Pokemon game. Like, if this, to me, this looks like a fan-made Pokemon game. I would think this is a fan-made Pokemon game. That's what I would think, personally. If I didn't know Nintendo made this, I would think it would be a fan-made Pokemon game. Because it's so bad that it seems like a fan made it. It doesn't seem like it's official. I would actually even like it better if it was a fan-made game, because then I would understand that it might not be perfect because, you know, it's a fan-made game. They might not have all the things, of course, Nintendo. They might not have all the tools that Nintendo had, or all the tools even necessary to just make a normal game. So I would understand if it was a fan-made game. This is actually be a perfect fan-made game. I would enjoy it a lot more if it was a fan-made game. But by the official Nintendo, the people that make great Pokemon games, the only Pokemon games, Nintendo, like, come on, seriously, I wasn't expecting that, but since it's here, I now understand Nintendo's capabilities. I know what they're capable of, I know what they're not capable of, which is making an open-world Pokemon game, because they're definitely not capable of doing that. This is... Come on, Legends Arceus was almost open world, and it was just fine. If they didn't have any loading zones in Pokemon Legends Arceus, then it would be open world. They could have just used the same... They could have just made Violet and Scarlet the same way they did Arceus. But they didn't. I don't understand what was so hard about that. But it was clearly hard to them, so... You know, I don't know what was the problem with this game, what they had going on. Maybe the development team for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet and the other Pokemon games are different. I just know it's made by one company, Nintendo and Game Freak. Those are the only two people the only two companies that work on Pokemon, and I think Game Freak is like another team of Nintendo that work on Pokemon. But those are the only two guys working for the game, or making the game, really. So, you know, it's just, they probably have, I'm just gonna say this now just to make myself feel better, that they have different people working on it, because there's no way that they had the same team of guys working on this game and Legends Arceus, and they're completely two different things. There's no way. It hurts my soul if I were to play this game. If I were to make this game, it would hurt my soul. I think they rated this game a 2.9, was it? I'm pretty sure it was a 2.9 that they rated this game. IGN rates it a 6. A 6. I would not do that. I would not rate that a 6 at all. I mean, a 6 is still pretty bad, but like I said, I'm rating it a 1 just because of the Terra Raid battles, just because they add a little bit more fun to the game. But otherwise, this game is absolutely trash, and that comes to my grand conclusion that I don't like this game. I don't like this game. They should have added the Terra Raid battles and something else. The show was much better, Pokemon Horizons. It basically has the same region as this game and the same story and stuff. So, you know, the show is much better than the game. But, yeah, I do not enjoy this whatsoever. This is not fun. Look at that rain. Look at the rain. It doesn't even... It falls worse than Pokemon... I mean, it falls worse than Pokemon Arceus. In Pokemon Arceus, it was better. Like, this is... All the graphics are horrible, is what I'm saying. Pokemon Scarlet was much better. I mean, Pokemon Arceus was much better. Sorry, there's way too many Pokemon games. They should all be on the same level of standards, if not better. But, those are my final thoughts. My final thoughts should stay. So, you guys probably have different opinions, or maybe the same opinion. I don't know. But I think we all should agree on one thing. That, this game needs work. This game definitely needs work. So, you know, if you guys want to see more content, more reviews, more things, you know, I would love it if you were to like and subscribe. That would be greatly appreciated. And maybe by you subscribing, it would help Nintendo make updates to this game and make it better. That's what I hope. That's what I want for this game. But it seems like at the moment now, there's no future hope for this game, and this game is going to have a downfall, because there's no way people are going to be like, yay, this game is so much fun, because I'm not one of those people at all. So, yeah, if you want to see more content, please remember to like and subscribe, because for now, it'll be a goodbye. So, Blue Lock